is good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today we got something a little different. We're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A as well as a giveaway reveal, the winner of the RF Sleights hat, my favorite merch item from the website drop. On that topic, if you guys have not seen yet or checked out the website, please go check it out. I worked really hard on that website and the feedback was amazing to hear from you guys. Everyone was super great in the launch video and saying how nice it looked and how professional it looked and all that stuff, which is super awesome. But if you want to go check it out, you can look at some merch. We got hats, we got hoodies, shirts. I got a shirt with a fully built-in effect into it. You can perform it with nothing but the shirt on your back. More performances of that will be coming, by the way, but it's got some funny gags built in, and the final effect is you have someone name any card out loud and you actually print it on your shirt, so it's pretty awesome. And then I also have my private lessons, so I've been going through with lots of you guys and it's been great. I've been getting really great feedback and you guys have been learning a lot. We've been doing a lot of great teachings, great lessons, and a lot more stuff to come. Some effects I'll be releasing on the website, some courses and that sort of thing, so stay tuned for that. And go check out the website. Now let's not take too long, we'll get into the Q&A, and then at the end of the video I will announce the big winner of the hat and the giveaway. Got a lot of awesome stuff in the works, guys. We got BTS episode 4, Behind the Screens episode 4. Go check out one of the other episodes if you haven't already, some of my favorite videos on the channel. So a lot of great tricks and new stuff coming for that. I got a lot more street magic I'll be filming, some this week. I got some new performances in the bag, some awesome videos, some of my favorite with some great crowds, so stay tuned for that, guys. And we got a super exciting special new kind of video coming up soon, and then hopefully the sleight off will be back soon. I'm still working hard to find the next person to join me in the sleight off, but no one wants the smoke, no one wants the work, because, you know, as you can see, I'm giving out the work in the sleight off. I don't come to play around, so people are scared. Anyway, let's just get into it. Let's start with the Q&A. So I want to thank everyone who asked the questions here. I'm going to start by checking the comments of the original video. So, first questions are from my boy Exploring Space. Thank you, Exploring Space. He's probably like the oldest subscriber that I can remember his name because of how he commented on every single video. Awesome guy. I appreciate all your support, man. Thank you for your nice comment. I'm glad I can inspire you. That's all I can hope to do out here. So, first question. How do you manage your time? You're practicing, filming, editing, developing websites. How do you schedule your day? What a great question. Love this. So, I'll give you guys a little rundown of my life. So, not only am I filming and editing and making my website at the time and practicing and creating new material and teaching private lessons, go check it out, rslights.com, but I also have just recently graduated. So for the entirety of the 2 years of this channel, I have been a student as well, civil engineering, in one of the most intense programs in all of Canada. So how do I do it? Well, in engineering school, we were taught to work smart, not hard, and that was something that always stuck with me. I don't like to waste time, and so I don't like to work hard when I don't have to, when I can do it easy. So one thing is optimize, right? Focus on what really needs to get done, and the things that are less important, we can push those to the sides or figure out other times to do them. Multitasking. Now, I'm not a huge multitasker, to be honest, but it can be an effective strategy. And one thing, eating and working, I do that a lot. That's one thing I do multitask, right? Also, if you feel like you need relaxation time, and I definitely do, I like to relax, kick back, watch a show, a movie, go hang out with friends. Take those times because they are super important and they will make the work feel rewarding. Try to set everything up in a work reward type system. So if you have a show or see friends later that night, make sure you get the work done first, right? Always do the work first, because especially if you come home after, you're not going to want to do it later, and you didn't earn it, right? You need to earn it. So earn it and always have some reward at the end. It can just be as simple as watching a show or whatever the case. I don't really recommend food, junk food. You got to stay healthy, guys. Get in the gym if you're not in the gym. But anyway, that's another thing I should mention. I'm a very avid gym goer. I spend 2 hours almost every day in the gym. So lots of stuff on my plate. But the thing is, guys, I never say no to going to see friends because I work my schedule around that. So the more flexible of a schedule you can have, the better. I'm a big advocate for planning and scheduling. So try to plan out your days, everything you want to get done, when you're going to do it. And as long as you can stick to that, you know that the work will get done. If you have your hours in a day and you block off everything and you just do it, then you know for a fact you'll have those things done by the end of the day because it's just set up. You have it done, so you just need to do it. So there's nothing to stress about, and that's why I'm not the type of person who ever gets stressed, because everything's planned, right? You know, for me, and more specifically, I would do I would go to class, I would do my school work kind of after class, and then I would try to get that done before dinner. And dinner was like my transition period where I'd go cook and eat. And then after that, I could kind of go into, okay, what's on the docket for today? You know, with filming, for me, I film about 5-6 videos at a time and put those out over the course of about 3 weeks. So I film once every 3 weeks, often to a month, because my performance videos are like separate. I sit down in front of the camera like this and film 5 or 6 videos at a time. And then I edit those as, you know, a day or 2 days before they're ready to come out. And then the performance videos, I usually get a few of those in between, so then I end up having 8 to 10 videos that can last me like a month and a week sort of thing. Then I need to sit down and shoot again. So I shoot maybe once a month, and then the editing is what takes the most time. But, you know, working on optimizing my editing so I'm faster at it, I could do it while I'm watching something, right? So I can have my relaxation, my reward of watching it, and edit if I need to. But typically, you know, I would do that, and then after dinner, I would go to the gym, come back home, do my editing. I'm a night owl, so I'd stay up late, but always get my 8 hours. I like to sleep in, so I get sleep. Sleep is important, guys. Do not sacrifice your sleep, whatever you do. But really, at the end of the day, my biggest tips are to schedule, set up a reward system so you actually stick to it and follow your goals, and then just have a good plan, right? If you have a good plan, you can get everything done that you need to and everything that you want to. I'm a big believer in do the things now that you can. Well, if you're young or even when you're older, do the things you want to do, whether it's seeing concerts, shows, going to see friends. Don't miss out on those big events and stuff like that you're never going to get back, right? Do those things and just plan accordingly around them, and you'll be fine, okay? So that's my long-winded answer for that one. Hopefully that helps. This is going to be a long video because all my answers are going to be long like this. Next question from Exploring Space. What do you say when you mess up a trick? Here's the thing, Exploring Space. I don't mess up tricks. And I'm not saying that in a cocky way. I'm saying that as in I find a way out. I've been thinking about this, and let me know if you guys think this would be useful, because I do kind of need to save up the footage. Because what happens with my live performance footage is I edit it up, I chop it up, and I put it into a video, and then I delete all the raw footage, because now I have all the footage in the video on YouTube. I don't have enough storage to save all that raw footage. And what do I need it for? It's on YouTube. If I ever need it, I can download the YouTube video and edit it from there. So I've been thinking of doing a video on showing you guys all the effects of footage that I have where I've messed up and how I saved it. Because there's plenty of videos of me, again, I don't mess up because I save it, right? So it's not a mess up. No one knows it's a mess up besides me, so it's not a mess up. And I don't even consider it a mess up because they still had a great magical effect. So, and I was thinking of making a video like that. Let me know what you guys think. So the problem with the YouTube footage is often if there's a slight mess up, or, you know, the trick takes a different direction, I will sometimes cut out those moments that slow down the pacing of the video or don't make the effect as congruent. There's a couple of reasons. Sometimes it's in preservation of the method, because if people even though the people who experienced it felt magic, if you rewatch that over and over, you'll know something went slightly wrong, or you'll be able to figure out something you shouldn't, right? That's not often the case though, but sometimes it's just the pacing. It kind of, there's a moment of the energy comes down if there's a little bit of a mistake, and then you can, you know, obviously it picks back up at the end, but it's just not good on video. Sometimes you just don't want people to see little aspects that give away the trick, or it just doesn't look the way you want it to look. So if you can cut those moments out, it looks congruent and you still get the same picture as to what happened in the effect. It's just better for video. So the problem is, now if I want to show you guys the full uncut, this is what happened, this is how I saved it, I don't really have all of that footage anymore. I only have in some cases what you see on YouTube. So I'm gonna need to like save some of those if you guys want to see this video, and I'll look back at some of the old footage where I know that it didn't go according to plan and see if I can still give you the commentary over it as to, okay, this is what happened and this is how it turned out, even if you don't visually see all of it. But I thought that would be a cool idea. Anyway, at the end of the day, guys, you just have to figure out an out. And I'll give you an example, but general things like card to pocket is always a great out with card magic, right? You look through, you say it's interesting that you say that because the card that you said, I don't know, I don't actually see it in this deck. You cull it out to the top, you palm it off and say, because I put a card in before we started in my pocket and it's their card, even if it's signed, it's better. So card to pocket can save any time where you have a card and you say for the first time, what was the card you named? They say 10 of clubs. You're like, huh, that's interesting you say that, right? You go straight into that. I don't often use that because I can save it. Now you just need to think on your toes and not panic at the end of the day. Invisible deck is another universal out that people love to use. In Mentalism, typically one ahead is the thing that it will be saving me. I'll go into a one ahead, but it's all just freestyling, guys. You need to build up your different techniques and build your toolbox so that you have ways out of things. You need to be fast on your feet. It does take practice, but it will come, right? You can try to think about, okay, if this happens, what will I do? You know, Craig Petty's a big advocate of this. Always try to have your plan so that if something does, like, think about everything that could go wrong, so when it does, you know how you're going to handle it. I agree with that, but I don't truly think that's feasible because it will just be things that you can never totally think of. There's a lot of things that you can think of, and so do that for those things, but there'll be things that you'll be in situations where you never thought that something like that would happen, right? And so, as an example, I was doing that 4 King Hell trick by Craig Petty where the 4 kings penetrate the box. I recently did that in the vlog video that I put out. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. And I did that again in another gig, and this video will be coming out soon, and I left in the mess up part because I thought it was valuable to see how I cover it, and I didn't think it hindered the effect too much. It definitely didn't to the people there, but I just mean on video it didn't hinder it too much. But essentially I must have got an extra card at some point in one of my breaks, and I added a card on top when I wasn't supposed to. So one of the kings that penetrated was like the 7 of clubs. And so what happened was there's a king on the table and the card falls through the box and it's face down. I say, and now we have the next king, and I flip it over and it's a 7. So that's a blatant mess up. How are you going to save that? You can't do the card to pocket. You can't. And the other king was on top of the deck instead of where it should have been, right? So I didn't know that at the time. But all I did is at the beginning of the trick, I happened to say, that's the pattern I use, right? I happen to say, you know, we never tell what's going to happen in an effect because if we screw up, we can't save it. So again, being quick on my feet, I just said, see, this is what I mean. Now I can't save it. The effect, we have a problem, right? And I've told you what's going to happen, so it's not going to work. And then I just did something that frankly didn't make much sense, but it flies by. You guys have to understand, the spectators don't know what's happening. They will just watch and accept as long as incredible things are happening. It doesn't matter what you say or what you do, to be honest, for like within certain parameters. I often say this if it's unsavable, sort of at that moment, like this kind of was. Like I didn't know the king was on top. If I did, I would have just done a quick change, but I didn't, right? So what I ended up doing is I said, you know, like I said, now I can't save it. Sometimes these things don't always work. It's not perfect science. And I use that line a lot. It's not a perfect science. What the hell does that mean? But it makes it feel like, you know, you're a little bit relatable, you're vulnerable. They understand, like, okay, these things don't always work, right? It takes whatever. So I'll say something like that, and I said, so let's see what we got here. And I was just looking for the king, right? I just wanted to reset. So I think I had actually set down the 7 back on the deck. So I took this king, and I just wanted to find the king. So I said, let's see what we got here. We got the 7 there. Okay, that's not right. And here we have the king. And then I found the king, and I set both kings down, put the 7 away, and then I just said, okay, well now we have the king, so let's try that again and see if we can get any better with the next ones. And then I just continued the routine, made the next 2 kings penetrate, and they totally forgot that one of the kings was a 7, and I just somehow picked it out. It was on top of the deck. It shouldn't have been there. It should have been in the box, right? But they didn't think about any of that stuff because the magic that followed was impressive, and I just kind of glossed over it. That's an example where I glossed over it. There wasn't much I could do to like save that moment. Like I said, if I knew the king was on top, I could have done a color change, but I had no idea where it was. So that's a situation. You'll also see in that video, I do at some point when another, I think in part 2 of that particular gig situation, you'll see in the video, I do some mentalism with what looks like a 1 ahead, but it kind of is, kind of isn't. It's using some very interesting techniques that some of them I just came up with on the fly because I was in a bit of a sticky situation. One of my forces didn't hit and I needed to wiggle my way out, and I did so with some proper planning because that was one of the things that I had thought about. if this happened, what would I do? And then I had to freestyle a few things on the spot because something else didn't go according to plan. And again, I'll break that down maybe in another video if it's something you guys would be interested in. But just gotta be quick on your feet and have your outs ready, be planned, and just, you know, understand that the audience doesn't know where it's going, so you can go anywhere. And then for a stock line, I often just say, you know, it's not a perfect science. Sometimes we have to try this. Another great save, by the way, is just color changes. If you just mess up the card, just change it into their card. That always kills, which you saw in a recent video of mine, how I saved another effect that didn't quite go as I planned. And I'm a big risk taker because taking risks give you the best payoff in Magic. So I definitely do have to save myself quite a bit. Let's see what we got next. So we got some from Paul Ham J. What is Ham J, Paul? I would love to know. I mean, Ham, it's interesting, but okay, why Ham J? Anyway, Paul, long-time subscriber, thank you so much. We always have great discourse in the comments. So Paul wants to know, who's your favorite to recommend in Mentalism? Yes, Mentalism. So, my favorite to recommend in Mentalism. So, are we talking about reading here? I always recommend Peter Turner for modern day type Mentalism, some really mind-blowing stuff. Again, risks are going to come with it, guys, but you need to just take the risks to have the payoff. And that's the type of stuff, like, you need the scripting perfect. So if you need any help with those kind of propless, scripty things in Mentalism, my private lessons are an amazing spot for this, because that one-on-one, I can give you exactly the linguistics. I can show you what to look for when people react and say certain things, right? Peter Turner's work, incredible. I love Fedon Bilic. I think I say that right. I don't know. He's Greek, and he is incredible. His project Propless and Civil are amazing. Propless stuff. Fraser Parker stuff is awesome. Michael Murray. These are all guys who are, you know, really brought modern mentalism to where it is. Propless, mentalism, and just some outlandishly amazing ideas. So I would recommend those guys. Then Paul asks, who's your favorite modern day? And then the days gone by. So yeah, I'd say Turner right now, just like overall, contributed to my experience the most, and I just love watching him work. But those guys I named, Fraser Parker, Michael Murray, Fedon, I love them. Banachek I love as well. I don't know if you'd consider Banachek older. Probably, he's definitely a bit older. But his work is amazing. I'm working now on taking a lot of his older effects and trying to modernize them in different ways, using some different props that are a bit more modern. So I love his work. And older guys, yeah, Animan's fantastic. His Practical Mental Magic book is awesome, and so I would definitely give it to Animan. All right, so let me check out the post, see what we got on the Q&A post. We had a bunch of questions over there. So, next question is from Bo Jangles. All right, Bo. Guys, okay, I guess I'm gonna have to give you a story based on his question. So, just wondering how you got to be so awesome. Was there any friends that really pushed your tricks to the next level, just like with their thoughts and critiques of your tricks? So guys, Bo Jangles is a cornball friend of mine. No, I'm kidding. That's my buddy Logan. He's a big troll, but he has been wonderful. So yeah, he wants me to say him here. So has there been any friends of mine that have pushed my magic to the next level with their incredible thoughts and magic mind? No, can't think of any. No, no one. Should I give him the satisfaction? All right. Yeah, Logan, you've been a great critique. Logan is, you know, he's an engineer buddy of mine, and he's very trying to catch me all the time. But it makes me a better performer, and when I do fool him, it's a lot more gratifying. He is quite a good thinker. He's got a great little mind on him, and he can give some good feedback, you know, from a layman's perspective. So he's definitely been great. And then of course Rory, you have definitely helped shape and critiqued and just brainstormed. Rory's an interesting character. He's not a magician, but over the years I've basically told him everything there is to know about magic, and so he basically has the same level of knowledge almost as me. And he's just got an incredibly creative mind. He's came up with some of my plots for some of my best effects are his ideas. that he just said, wouldn't this be cool? And so he's one of my favorite people to jam with, and he's not even a magician. He's the one who works with me on the behind the screens. Some of those ideas are straight from his mind, a lot of the methods are. So he's been a very fundamental in even this channel, and some of the ideas he just got super creative, so definitely awesome. What are your favorite mentalism effect? What is an effect that totally fooled you beyond belief? So that's a question we got from Crappy Honda. Quite the name there, buddy. Thank you for your question, very much appreciated. So let's start with your first one. What are your favorite mentalism effects? Midas Touch by Peter Turner, absolutely killer, completely propless. I love my routine called A Character. I will hopefully be re-releasing that at some point in the future. It's the one, I'll try to link a performance of it, but essentially spectators we create a random character together. So we create a name, we create a trait by spectators just thinking of a name, thinking of a trait, and then another spectator creates a random number. Then I proceed to reveal the name they are thinking of, the trait they are thinking of, so we have an image of this character, and then that random number that the person completely randomly generated is typed into the spectator's phone. They go to their keypad on their phone, they type in that number, and they find that the number that this person randomly got is assigned to one of their contacts, and that contact just so happens to be the same name that our friend is thinking of over there. So it is a wild effect. It brings this fictional character almost to life, like they were a real person, that it is truly one of their contacts. So this person does exist as one of their contacts. So it's an incredible effect. I think I have one performance of it on the channel somewhere. There are some incredible apps, Cognito, Wikitest, Earworm, some of the amazing work of Mark Kirstein and Lloyd Barnes. Those are some incredible mentalism effects. Let me just check my notes here, see if anything else I'm forgetting that is worth a mention, because I love lots of mentalism effects, of course. I have this effect called What Circle, where it's a memory loss demonstration where a spectator looks at some shapes and screenshots it so that they know that there's no trickery going on, and they proceed to draw the shapes they remember and they forget one, and then we can go to the screenshot and see that they actually did in fact see all those shapes, and it's an amazing effect. I do love that. It's a lot of fun. Haven't released it anywhere, but hopefully again in the near future. Oh, some of my Propless work. Oh, I love Guess Who by Peter Turner for Propless name divination. I love Mind Peak by Fedon Bilek for Propless drawing duplication. God, yeah, there's so many mentalism effects I just love. Man, I've just named like so many effects. Influence Force. If you guys don't know about the Influence Force, there's one performance of it on my channel as well. A spectator thinks of a random word, another spectator thinks of a random number, and there's just, the ending is just so unbelievable. I keep the prediction written on the back of this card at all times. I'm not going to reveal it to you, but it's always on me and I perform it all the time. Essentially Propless, just need your phone on you. And if you would like to learn it, you have to go buy Cognito by Lloyd Barnes, and if you head to the Cognito Facebook group, you can check out my post where I detail my effect called the Influence Force. It's a preset I built it within Cognito, and you can check out the full tutorial for free in the Facebook group and learn the incredible Influence Force and perform it for yourself. You just need to go get Cognito. So those are some of my favorites. Man, I just gave you guys a bunch of gold. So if you don't know some of those, go check them out. And if you'd like to know more about any of them, send me an email or a DM on Instagram and I can give you some more. What is an effect that totally fooled you beyond belief? This is tough. I recently was at a Pitt Hartling lecture actually here in Ottawa. We had Pitt come down and he did some incredible effects. Oh man, he had some just brilliant ideas. I wouldn't say I was completely fooled by anything, but it was just little things that got me that I was like, wow, effect that fooled me. Jason Ledani, man, that guy fools me with everything he does. So yeah, I completely fooled when I watch his stuff. I love some of his self-working card trick videos where you follow along and it works, but he's just actually doing something. And I remember watching them and I'm like, is this real? I had to get out a deck of cards and try it, even though I knew in my mind there couldn't be any way it worked. But he just makes it seem like it's so random and it does work. So love some of those videos, Jason Ledani. Next we got questions from Magic with an X7. Thank you for the support, buddy. Ooh, these are some interesting ones. Not really magic related, so this should be interesting. Get to know me a bit. What's your favorite dish? favorite dish. Man, I love lots of foods, but right now, I mean, I'm just gonna say what's coming to mind. I love chole bhatura, which is an Indian dish for all my fellow Indians and people who are in the know. Great stuff. Hopefully you know. I mean, I love Indian food, but I love lots of different foods, really. So, but that's gonna be my answer for right now. Are you non-vegetarian? I am non-vegetarian. I am a balanced eater, but I'm definitely a proponent of animal products and animal proteins. What do you do when you reach 100K subs? Well, hopefully that's not too long, but it does feel like a lot of ways away. But what will I do? I will probably do something crazy. Maybe I'll do a free show for someone somewhere, for a subscriber. They can have me come to wherever they are and I'll come do a free show for them. That would be cool. Or, you know, meet up and do some street magic with one of you guys. I don't know. Something like that. That would be really neat. But I'm not too sure, to be honest. And lastly, do you have a girlfriend? No, sir. I am single, on my grind, working hard on the YouTube channel. Don't have time for the ladies right now. The ladies want time, but, you know. So yeah, right now we're single. Next we got a question from Lanchenba. Any aim to participate in America's Got Talent? Well, I'm in Canada, so more likely I would be participating on Canada's Got Talent, which came back last year. Here's the thing, I would love to, and it seems like a great time, great experience, but it's not the magic I like to do. I don't like stage magic. Now, I've seen some guys, like Savio Joseph recently went on Canada's Got Talent, and he is kind of, from what I can tell, he does similar-ish style magic to what I do. And he was able to do less stagey type stuff, still get the cards involved and some mentalism, and he did really well. He made it finalist, and he was great, but still, I just like being in those intimate, close situations where I can put the magic in people's hands and they can feel it. And I'm sure if I really put my mind to it, I could come up with some great ideas for that. But right now, it's not where my head's at. And I don't feel like I would be giving it my all, say, if I did it like this upcoming year. My head's just not there. It's not the type of stuff I like to do. Maybe in the future, though. It's definitely on the back of my mind. I've had lots of people tell me I should do it. But right now, it's just not at the forefront of my interest, just the type of magic. And I gotta love what I'm doing. If I could just perform close-up party situations or close-up street magic or close-up, you know, corporate stuff, like that's all I would ever want to do. I don't really ever want to touch a stage right now. That's the way I feel, though. Another question from Lachemba. What are some Propless mentalism effects that you love to perform often? So I do love Propless mentalism. I think it needs to be properly sprinkled in with other techniques and have other things and techniques ready for sort of a fail-safe. But, you know, to me, anything you can do with a phone pretty much is Propless too, because we always have our phones on us, so they are essentially part of us now. Not really a prop in my eyes, and they can do so much. Some of my favorite, like, truly Propless stuff, though, Guess Who by Peter Turner, Name Divination, Mind Peak by Fedon Bilek, which is a Propless drawing duplication. Then we have my effect, A Traveler, which I've taught here on the channel, which is great. It's a Propless country divination. Isolation by Michael Murray is a Propless playing card divination that I've been working on. Still haven't performed it much, but it's like one of the things I'm currently working hard on, and I just absolutely love it. Then there's my playing card divination, which is called Mind Games, which there's a few performances of on the channel. I have not taught that yet, though. Propless Star Sign, that's probably the one I get the most mileage out of. Monkeying Around by Peter Turner. I use that all the time. Basically, it has a 100% hit rate, which is amazing. So those would be some of my absolute favorites. And then he asked, who is your inspired mentalist? So who inspired me as a mentalist? I've kind of answered this already, but yeah, Pete Turner, Luke Germain, you know, Michael Murray, Fraser Parker, Fedon, those guys, just absolutely amazing. Now, our last question is from Gia, and they say, will you have more giveaways? Well, that's a great segue. Let's get to the giveaway, folks. So for the giveaway, all you had to do was comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff on my giveaway video. And now I will do a random comment picker. Let me get that set up. And also you could get some extra entries from heading over to Instagram and reposting the giveaway post. So I have all those loaded up into there. We had a lot of people enter. and it will be for the RF Sleights hat. Of course, good luck to all those that entered. Can we get a drum roll? And the winner of the freshest hat in the game. I swear to God, there ain't no hat fresher than this. I love it. It fits so good. But the winner is Robert Ball Magician. Congratulations. He said congratulations on the launch of your website, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It was a lot of work, and thank you for all your support. You comment on a ton of my videos, and I do enjoy watching your videos as well, so keep them coming. You're working really hard, and go check out his channel if you have not already, guys. Robert Ball Magician, big supporter, so I appreciate that, Robert. Thank you, and congratulations on the win. So just send me an email, rf.sleights@gmail.com, and I will hook you up with the hat from the website. So congratulations, man. All right, guys, so that was a awesome Q&A. Some really great questions. I love answering some of the questions not related to magic just as much as the magic ones. It's neat. I feel like you guys get to know me a little bit too, which is always cool. So yeah, thank you guys, everyone who participated, and everyone who asked a question, everyone who entered the giveaway, and for all the support. It really means a lot. So I really appreciate if you guys go check out the website, even if you just look at it and let me know what you think, because it was a lot of work, and so I'd love some feedback. If you are interested in picking anything up, that would be cool as well, because you had some fresh merch. I mean, man, look at this. It's clean. Real clean. Anyway, so I hope you guys got some value out of this video. Let me know what you guys thought, if you enjoyed it. And with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. That is not the Jack of Hearts. Let's try this again. I will catch you guys in the next video.